Hey, what in the world is up? This is the Zarkman checking in. Oh, pardon the hairband. So, I'm coming to you right now with another reaction video, and this time we're going to be reacting to Kenny Omega's segment at Impact Wrestling. So, for those who do not know, Kenny Omega, of course, won the AEW World Championship with the help of Don Callis, who has a lot of history with Kenny. And they're taking the belt and announcing their actions on the Winter is Coming special to this Tuesday at the time of recordings, Impact Wrestling. So, with that being said, we're going to dive to the actual scene, and we're joined by Josh Matthews, of course, a WWE alumna. And before we proceed further, if you like this video or if you like to see more videos, click the like button. Yes, and don't forget to subscribe to be informed whenever a future upload happens. Hit the bell to be informed first. Right. So, with that being said, let's get to it. So again, I'm not going to be posting any of the footage, copyright purposes, of course. And you're going to see the complete segment on YouTube as well. So it's already available here. Yeah. I'm going to put a I somewhere here. Yeah, right. So let's get to it. You're in the bus.
Kenny?
Come in, Josh Matthews. There they are.
Oh,
Hey, champ.
oh,
The champ is here.
what I brought with me, huh?
Yeah. Look
Josh,
what I brought
long time no
with me.
see. How you doing, buddy?
Damn, look at
Yeah,
that.
doing fine.
See you, Josh.
Good to check it out.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you for your time, obviously.
Can I just cut
don't
you off?
mention it.
Just
The
let me cut you
AEW
off.
belt.
Do you want to witness a little history? Have you ever seen history? I don't think you have.
Mm-hmm.
We got a special treat on behalf of the Real World Champion and Don Callis. The ceremonial
Real World Champion. They're taking a page out of NWA. Because it's their thing, the Real World's Champion, of course. With the likes of people like Ric Flair, Harley Race, and of course, right now with the current champion, Nick Aldis. So he goes by he goes with the moniker. Yeah.
changing of the nameplate. Says John Moxley now still. Been a little while.
Yeah.
Time to change it. We wanted to wait and do it here. This normally would have happened on AEW television, but
Yeah.
Kenny Omega wanted to give a gift to the Impact.
Ta-ta!
So just kind of...
Okay, that's weird. Well, they could have done it on Dynamite, like after the match, but you know, after the screw job, they had to hightail town, man. Yeah.
talk amongst yourself, Josh. I'm going to just get this thing off here so we can do the changing and the switch on this television program. You like that, kid?
So while you're doing that, Don, as we've been talking about throughout the broadcast this past Wednesday night on AEW Dynamite on TNT, you were there for commentary. And as you said, at Full Gear, you and Kenny are family. But you jumped off commentary and you physically got involved in the match. And while we'll get to that, my first question is, how long has this been in the works?
You know what, Josh? Just hold off. Let's have a little history here. Let's give the people
Ooh.
a little show.
Wow, look at
Kenny
that.
Omega nameplate. We got to see it here first. Kenny, look, I got the old John Moxley nameplate.
Well, we didn't that anymore. Hey, you were close with Ambrose, right? You Tough Enough season 1, right?
He's an old stamp.
Souvenir?
Yeah.
Yeah, taking a dab at WWE, of course, and to my research, I found out that other than, of course, now known as the former AEW World Champion, John Moxley is actually a contestant from Tough Enough, yeah, alongside with Josh. Man, the wrestling industry, interesting.
Okay, well, I don't need it.
No, we don't need that.
All right.
You want to know, I think, when this all started, and you know, people like you that kind of live moment to moment in your lives. Kenny Omega and I think in years. You want to know when this started? You probably expect me to go last week. No, not 2 weeks ago, not 2 years ago, not even 2 decades ago. 27 years ago, this happened when I was trained as a professional wrestler by the Golden Sheik, who was a wrestler in Canada. You know what? Do we have the Sheik's picture? Could you bring that? There we go.
There you are.
That's your boy there with your uncle.
It's my uncle.
The Golden Sheik was Kenny Omega's uncle. He not only trained me as a wrestler, he was my manager, and he took me in and he took care of me. And 27 years ago, he introduced me to his nephew, a 10-year-old curly-haired kid named Kenny. And for all of Kenny's formative years, I have looked after Kenny like the Sheik looked after me. And Kenny always had something special, and I've always been there. I've always been the invisible hand in his life, like I've been in professional wrestling for the last number of years. Did you really think, Josh Matthews, that I got back into this business 5 years ago to do a podcast? Is that what you thought? Did you people honestly think that I came back out of a successful international business career to be the color commentator for New Japan Pro Wrestling?
No.
It was all part of the plan. It was all part of the plan for me to be next to Kenny when he won the IWGP heavyweight title. It was all part of the plan for me to come to Impact Wrestling like I did, Josh. It was all part of the plan when Tony Khan invited me into his house very graciously at Kenny's request to call Kenny's match where he won the tournament over Adam Page. It was all part of the plan when I was such a good guy that Tony Khan graciously invited me back into his house to call the world title match against John Moxley. You see, Kenny and Don Callis, we're family. Most people in wrestling don't understand anything about that. What we do is change history. We've done it, Kenny, not just once, but twice. We did it 3 years ago, almost to the day, when I booked Kenny Omega with Chris Jericho in the Tokyo Dome. The match that changed the course of wrestling history. The match that Tony Khan said gave birth to AEW.
He said it himself, Doc.
He did.
He said it himself many, many times. A lot of people take credit for what we accomplished.
They have. And for all you people who love AEW.
Now that is long-term storytelling. Ang galing. These guys. What a way to cut a promo, man. What a way to cut a promo. Damn.
It's great. You're welcome. She sent thank you cards to me and Kenny Omega because we made that happen.
Thank you.
Some people get to change history once. No one changes it twice. And what we did last Wednesday night on Dynamite was changed the course of wrestling history. They're calling it the Golden Screw Job. They're calling it the biggest screw job in wrestling since Montreal. I don't see it that way. I see it as setting the course of history right. Because now, what have you got? You've got what you always wanted. The greatest wrestler in the history of this business, a Hall of Famer in his mid-30s, is your AEW World Champion. And we did it together, and that's what makes it the most special. You see, some people make matches. Some people like to make memories. Kenny Omega and Don Callis, we make history.
Point taken. Point taken.
With all that being said, do you feel that what happened Wednesday tarnishes your legacy?
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
It's okay.
It's a valid question,
Josh,
guys.
Could you repeat the question, please?
It's a valid question.
Could you repeat the question, please? I just want to make sure I just heard it correctly. With all due
It's a valid question.
Okay,
It's a valid question.
Physically getting involved in the match, respect me, passing you the microphone that you used off the skull of John Moxley to become AEW World Champion. The way it played out, do you feel?
You might let me do a little bit of a role reversal here. What if I assume the role of interviewer right now? Let me ask you a question, Josh, okay? Let me ask you a question. Okay, do you have a father or a father figure in your life right now? Yeah, you do? Okay, now what would happen if somebody that you hated, someone that you despised, for no reason at all, had the unmitigated gall to put their hands on your father, to strike your father down right before your very eyes? Would you hit them back? If you saw something laying before your feet, would you pick up that object and strike the man that struck your father? Huh? Would you exact the measure of revenge? I think you would. Now, yes, I had placed a gentleman's agreement on this match with John Moxley, okay? And I protected it to the best of my ability. But when you involve family in the way that you did, when you lay your hands on the architect, when you lay your hands on the invisible hand,
Seth Rollins who?
What do you expect me to do? Of course I'm going to get a little pissed off. I'm a little pissed off right now at you, Josh, okay? It's just like you, especially from the place you came from, to have that arrogance. I'm going to answer all your questions, all wrapped into one big nice package right now. You're probably wondering, okay, do I feel like I tarnished the legacy? The answer is no. Everybody wanted me to be the champion. Everybody needed me to be the champion. When people talk about the greatest matches of all time, guess who's had them? You're looking at them. Yeah. You're not just talking about singles matches. We're talking about cinematic matches, hardcore matches, tag team matches. My name is in a list of all of them. You talk about the top 20 AEW matches, I'm in about, I don't know, 17 of them. When you talk about the top matches in Mexico, that's me too. Okay. Talk about the top matches in Japan, that's me too. England, UK, Zimbabwe, you name it. I'm probably there. Okay?
Probably.
So me coming here to Impact, you should start really treating me better, okay? Ooh. You really should. And now I'm getting pissed off. So finally, what I'm going to ask, I know where you're
took
going
off his shades.
So I'm going to ask the question. What am I doing here? What am I doing here at Impact? Why this? Why this? Why the bus?
Why?
You ask better questions than him.
Number one,
interview ourselves.
Why?
Because we can. Okay? We like to ride in style. We like to live in style. Look at this jewelry. Look at that. I feel like the old me again. But why Impact Wrestling?
Why?
Hey, Don, I'm going to teach you something about myself.
Please.
As a child, I fancied myself as a little bit of a hobbyist. I was a collector. Did you know that I collected comic books, Don?
I love comic books.
Yeah. Well, I had to quit. You know why? Because no matter how much money I spent, no matter how many rare comic books I collected, I could never get the most rarest, the most valuable prizes amongst all the collectors in the comic book industry. Now I found a new hobby, and I have the most valuable prize of them all. The Action Comics #1. That's Superman's debut, by the way.
I know.
And hell, I don't mind if I had an X-Men #1 in my collection. AAA title. I don't mind if I had a Spider-Man #1 in my collection.
That'd be pretty cool.
Who knows? Maybe that's the Impact champion. You guys are a great champion, right?
Fantastic.
The thing is, I love traveling. I love the life.
Okay, so that is the reason why Kenny's here. He's trying to become a belt collector. I mean, for somebody of Kenny's magnitude, it would be very, very epic. I mean, if everybody or anybody who's watching this video or this particular clip, if you saw the same gimmick Austin Aries had, back in the day, he also had the belt collector gimmick back in the day. So it worked well for Austin Aries. So what more with Kenny, right?
Style that pro wrestling affords me, and as long as I have this, I don't mind having a little bit of fun in my spare time.
We got titles here.
Why not add a little bit to my collection? Who knows?
Yeah.
But for now, Don Callis, we're about, I don't know, 24 hours away from a big announcement at AEW.
We got to get to Jacksonville.
And
Blow the lid off Dynamite, Kenny.
And if you thought the Lex Express was riding in style,
yeah,
I got something even better planned for tomorrow. Something even cooler.
Like that reference, the Lex Express. For everybody or anybody who's not aware, but the Lex Express is actually the bus used by Lex Luger at the time wherein I think it was the WWF was trying to promote Lex Luger as the next best thing after Hulk Hogan, but sadly he couldn't live up to the hype. So they love wrestling trivia for you. Yes.
Give us a little bit. Come on.
I can't tell you.
You can't tell us?
Okay.
Well,
Here's a clue. Lex Luger.
Okay.
Think it? We have the boss. What else?
I think I know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what would be perfect? What? Do the thing.
Okay.
When you do the thing, they all want to see the thing.
Yeah.
Josh might think.
What's the thing?
I didn't actually think I was going to wrestle or defend this belt, but I am going to give you the thing. And this will be the first time I've done the thing on TV in a long time. So I'm going to do the thing.
What's that?
And you ready for it, Don?
We're going to blow up the
What's that?
Twitter thing. Yeah.
You probably heard it before, right? You know the thing. Yeah, everyone knows the thing.
What?
Okay. Must bid you adieu. A goodbye. Good night.
Yes! Let's get out of here.
It's the return of the cleaner.
Back to Stanford, kid. Champ?
You know, I like him. He's not a bad guy.
He's a stooge.
Gotta love Josh Matthews' reaction. After a very intense interview, right? So, that's it. I actually can't wait for what's in store for AEW and for Kenny and the run with the title as of this time. So, it's a very exciting time to become a wrestling fan, ladies and gentlemen. So, I do hope the surprises are not yet over. Yeah, since we got AEW tomorrow, which is the time of recording, it's December 10 here in the Philippines, and Kenny will also make an appearance at AAA, AAA in Mexico. In Mexico, it would be Friday, but here in the Philippines, it's going to be Saturday. So, something to look for. And if you think about it, Kenny's already a double champion right now. So if he becomes a AAA, if he becomes Impact World Champion 3-time, and then let's say, just put people or promotions AEW is working with right now. Put the NWA, so 4. But it's very unlikely they would they would drop the title from Nick Aldis. It's very unlikely. Yeah, and of course, the Forbidden Door, New Japan. Yes. Actually, I was watching a similar video from Wrestle Talk. Yeah, so shout out to those guys. So they were arguing if they were going to fantasy book it. If Kenny was going to go back to New Japan to collect the IWGP title, it would be against Kota Ibushi. Yes, the Golden Lovers. One hell of a story, man. It's like 2 lovers that were separated, only to be brought again. This time by Gold. Yep. Kenny is the absolute heel there. Yeah, you could expect it. Book it! Yes. Right, with that being said, that has been my reaction video to Kenny Omega making an appearance on Impact. And, of course, if you'd like to see more, please hit that subscribe button. And hit the bell to be informed whenever I post something similar like this. I also do competitive eating. I also do vlogs. I also do challenges from here and there. So I do hope you guys enjoyed the footage. So that being said, I'm gonna say, like Kenny, goodbye and good night. Do me a favor, seek fulfillment in what you do.